Hi, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home, and we are at episode 2 with the Peacemaker Greenhouse series. Very interesting series that I'm having a lot of fun with. Today you're going to watch us backfill the second half of the greenhouse. We're going to tie in all of the brown, black 6-inch tubes into the larger ductwork that we've created, and watch us backfill. And when we're done, we'll level it all off and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Watch us as we proceed. Okay, it's backfilled. We dug a hole and it took us over 2 weeks to dig that hole and less than a day to fill it. So there's a metaphor for you. It's easier to fill a hole than dig it. Too often we go about our lives and we're digging holes and we never fill the hole we dig. Anyway, it's easier to fill that hole. It took about a day, all day on Saturday. And you can see it's all backfilled, all nice and level. And we've got our stakes in the ground. Right through here, we put those in the ground. They're not quite square. It was just to give us a really good position as to where the greenhouse is going to sit. So we went ahead and staked our stakes. And I put a block here to kind of show what my plans are. Again, I got the vent here I'll show you in just a second. But the block, I'm using block for a couple of reasons. A lot of greenhouses, even if they're in mild climates, they put the greenhouse right on the ground, and you've got maybe some wood barrier between the ground and the greenhouse. But when you have a really cold night, we can have some really cold nights, but it warms up during the day. We have a great climate for that. But during the night, the cold air can wick from the cold ground into the greenhouse underneath the greenhouse wall right there. And that is where you lose a lot of energy. It's why you see a lot of greenhouses in the colder climates. They put them in the ground. They dig them in the ground. I'm not a fan of that because I've seen how it kind of wastes a lot of space. If you just go down into the ground with a nice system to keep that cold from wicking into the greenhouse, you'll do fine. So I've got some Omniblock here from the build of my own house. I have some extra pallets in the back there, and we're going to do an Omniblock system. And I have some styrofoam inserts that we'll be putting inside the Omniblock, and we're only going to go about 8-9 inches max, and then we'll come up probably about a foot and a half out of the ground. So we'll take the Omniblock, go down about 10 inches, which is really way below my frost depth in my particular area, and that's going to keep our greenhouse at a constant temperature. I'm not going to have cold wicking into the greenhouse. And that wall that we put up here is going to act as the back of a wall for a deep river raft system. It's kind of a partial system that I'll put inside the greenhouse. I want to use space as efficiently as I can. I don't want to waste space. I've seen a lot of greenhouses and they just seem to waste greenhouse space. I'm going to use the space inside vertically. I'm going to use the space up against the wall. So it's going to be a very spatially utilized greenhouse, I guess you could say that. Anyway, I wanted to show you over here what we've got. This is our ventilation system, and you can see it down there. And our air intake will come in right through this greenhouse. Hello! It's kind of an echo in there. It's pretty cool. But our air intake will come out of the greenhouse down into our ventilation system here, and then it's going to come up. It's right behind that other block. I put the wood there to keep people from banging up against it. But air intake, air outtake, and that's how we'll circulate the air in the greenhouse. Again, it's mainly for the winter time. When I have a cold night, I can get some banked heat from the ground, bring it back up just to keep things from freezing during the winter time. During the summertime, it's a different story. It's really hot here, so we'll be doing a kind of a ventilation system on the wall system, and we'll go to that on another video. Anyway, come take a look at that. It's pretty deep down there. I don't know if you can see. It's way down there. We are at least 6 to 7 feet from the bottom of that ventilation system, and we did bring the pad up probably about 8 or 9 inches, so that gave us even greater depth on our ventilation system. So it's exciting. It was a lot of effort to get that far, and we're excited to take it to the next step. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Peacemaker Greenhouse series here at How to Build Your Own Home.